welcome back to another episode of the Unfinished TBR. I'm Hannah.
I'm Allie.
And today we are doing another debrief. It is the June debrief.
Halfway through the year.
Halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Next year, or next week, we're going to be doing a mid-year check-in.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in hearing what our goals were and how close we are on them, what our favorites from the year so far are, check that out next week. So you might as well subscribe, hit the little bell so you don't miss it. If you weren't here for our last debrief, I have gotten a new job. I have started it. I am in banking like Allie now. So yeah, it's going well so far. And we are about to be moving into our house.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're going to be doing for the podcast, I am going to have the privilege of having a little podcast studio in the new house. So obviously we're going to have to decorate it. Obviously we need bookshelves and a table and chairs to sit in. So if you would like to contribute, no pressure at all, but we're going to put up a GoFundMe for the podcast. And if there's a certain book that you want to see displayed on the bookshelf that's going to be behind us, drop us a 10. We'll get it and we'll display it up here. And yeah, everything that's contributed will go to the podcast. So yeah, if you want to draw, heck, even $1, we'll find something for $1. There's got to be something out there, right? Or is inflation that bad? I don't know.
Inflation is that bad.
I'll take $1.
Inflation is in fact that bad.
Maybe it'll get a little bit better. So yeah, if you want to see something in particular, drop us a comment and drop us a couple dollars, and we'll make it happen. So no pressure at all, obviously. I know what it's like in this economy, so no pressure. But all right, so let's get started with this podcast. So what are you currently reading?
I am currently reading Haunting Adeline.
Really?
Yeah.
How far are you?
Let me see.
I can't remember if Amanda finished this one or if she DNF'd.
She probably DNF'd.
She might have DNF'd. Now that I say it, I feel like she DNF'd. How far are you?
40% of the way through.
Oh.
Remember the whole, like, you were talking about how you don't like dark romance in the sense of like a stalker?
Yeah.
Don't read this one.
Oh, yeah.
He is a stalker.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole thing.
I don't understand. Is it doing anything for you?
No.
Okay. Well, but
I mean, like, duh, you know.
I'm dead. Can I keep that?
Yeah.
There is a song that references Zaid. What is his name? I can't remember his name, but the song is called Chokehold. You should look it up. It'll probably be on the book.
Is Zaid the guy from Haunting Adeline?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't learned his name yet.
How did I spoil a book
that you haven't
that I've never read
and have no plan on reading?
I'm so sorry. Wow. That's a first for me.
Yeah.
That's a first. I feel backwards now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God. No, I mean, like, you know who he is. So, I just haven't learned his name.
Okay.
So,
dude, do you know how awful it would have been if it was somebody that she knew, like, in her real life?
And if I would have found that, I would have been like, it's who?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that would have been awful.
Yeah.
Thank God that was not the case. Anyway.
But I'm still physically reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is not a testament to Emily Henry on how long it is taking me to read.
Yes.
It is a testament to the fact that Love Island comes on at 9 p.m. every night, every day but hump day. And so it's done at 10,
which is very
sometimes 10:30.
And you're ready to go to bed.
I'm tired. I'm a mother. I'm a full-time working mother. I'm sleepy. So, okay.
Yeah.
I started reading The Dragon Republic a couple days ago. I loved the Poppy War.
Right.
But I don't know if I love the world. It was fantastic world building. I feel like me DNFing is saying, like, don't read this.
Right.
But there's so many things out there that I would rather read.
I got
Does that make any sense?
Yes. And you had mentioned that you've only got 2 days left on the hold.
Yeah, I only have 2 days left on the hold. And currently, actually, I'm listening to The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings on Spotify.
Okay, so you're definitely not going to get it done in the 2 days then.
No, I've got like 12 hours left.
Oh my gosh, that's a big...
Maybe 8 if I'm lucky. Hold up. I've got 8 hours and 44 minutes left. Dang. I'm only 35% of the way done, and I'm on chapter 22.
Wow.
Jessa Hastings is the one who wrote Magnolia Parks.
Wow, and you're willing to give
her a shot because this is a completely different story. This is a completely different world than the Magnolia Park series.
So as long as she doesn't make the same mistakes.
Yeah. I'm giving her another shot.
Okay. So we'll probably hear about that one in the July debrief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm currently reading that one. But The Dragon Republic, I just can't. I got 2% of the way through, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a long book.
Right.
So it's like 24 hours.
Dang.
Yeah. So.
Holy cow.
I listened.
Yes.
To quite a bit, you know. Yes. And I just. I couldn't. I don't know if I'm not in the right mind space.
Right.
I don't know if I need to give it a little bit of time and then come back to it. I don't know.
And that might be the case.
Yeah.
But if you're not feeling it now, then you might as well move on. There are so many good books right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Especially My Libby. We talked about this last episode. It is going crazy right now.
Both of our Libbies are popping off.
I truly think that July I'm going to be like, all right. Get ready.
Here's 14 books.
16, so that way I can catch up.
Get ahead.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I am listening. Well, the only one I'm actually reading right now is here on my Kindle. Yesterday, right before we went to the hospital. By the way, this is July 5th. We went to the hospital July 4th because my sister had a baby.
Yay!
So right before we left for the hospital, I started Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Okay.
It's a very short book.
Yes.
Even the audio, it was only saying like 3 hours. So I'm going to get this done in like 2. Mm-hmm. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah. So I'm physically reading or electronically reading that one, and then my next one on the audiobook is The Stairway in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. Mm-hmm. That one's the next one on my Libby. There are currently 112 people waiting in line for this book.
Holy mackerel.
112.
So is this what is this book about? Because there are stairs in the woods. It's just random stairs.
Or The Staircase in the Woods.
Yes.
By Chuck Wendig.
There are random staircases in the woods with like no foundation around it.
Right. I don't know what it's about. I haven't quite started it yet, but it is the same author as The Book of Accidents, which I read at the end of last year. That one was like the paradox where there were like overlaying dimensions and stuff, and it was so good. That's the one that I only read because the dedication said, F it, this is for me. And I saw that on a post, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read it because it's for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. That one was fantastic.
Okay, so they stumble across a staircase in the woods, and so you can look up true stories of just staircases in the woods.
Wild. So this is probably like a play off of that.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm excited to get that one started. I'll probably start it on Monday on my drive to work. But cool. Yeah. All right, ready to get into the month?
I am.
Okay.
I've got a short month, which is why I have to read 14 books for the rest of this year. To be able to hit 120.
Right.
Why did I do this to me? Okay, so I believe you are first because my first book is on June 3rd.
Oh, mine was on June 1st. So I read Marrying a Druid and Other Magic Accidents by Emma Eden.
Okay.
So this one is interesting because the author reached out to us on Instagram.
Yay, okay.
Yes, Emma Eden. Thank you so much. She sent me the link to it on Instagram because it's not on Kindle Unlimited or anything, but I was able to read it through my Kindle with this link. So I will include the link down in our description for you to click and read it yourself if you would like, because it's free.
Okay.
So it's really cool that she reached out to us and wanted us to read it. I read it May 29th through June 1st. Super quick read. It's like 100 and...
No, that's not bad at all.
It's like 127 pages, something like that. Really short.
Yeah.
There were a few typos, a few grammatical things that could have been better. And one of the things that I did was, after I finished reading it, I said, how in depth do you want to go on, my review and stuff? And she was like, I said, I've got grammatical stuff too. And she said, well, if you want to put the grammatical stuff in one and then the overall review in another, we can do that. So I sent her both the grammatical things that I found and the overall review of the book. So here is what I told her. I don't know if it was because of the cover or if she's got that little something extra. Mm-hmm. But I was able to see a cartoon with this.
Yay!
We know how rare that happens.
Yeah.
So I was, I don't know if it was because of the cover or it just had that little whimsical quality about it that puts it on the same level as Once Upon a Broken Heart, an assistant to the villain. Like, there's something
House
there.
in the Cerulean Sea?
No, not so. Actually, that one was a little bit cartoon. Like the character, the blob, the unidentifiable green blob was definitely
Chauncey.
a cartoon. Chauncey. But and that's what I told her. I said, the books that I'm able to see as a cartoon have a little something extra. I said, you've got it. You just got to hone it. Mm-hmm. You're like almost there, you know? I told her, she could have gone into more layers, building this world. Because I really liked the premise of the world. The crossover between human and the magical. And I liked all of that. It's just, it needed a little bit more out of it, and that's what I was telling her. And nothing I'm saying here is, I already told her this stuff in the breakdown. So she cut herself a little bit short. Oh no, I was wrong. It's only 87 pages.
Oh wow.
So that tells you how much room there is for world building. Mm-hmm. Like, you could easily turn this into a 200-page book.
Oh my gosh.
With the world building. Yeah. And still get the meat of the story, just also feel more immersed in the story. So that's what I told her. And I did mention this one, and I gotta bring it up. So there's a scene where they're kissing, they're cuddling, they're kissing, and he rolls her onto his lap, right? Mm-hmm. And she says she spread like duck fat. And he had just said like an amazing line about like being her. I can't remember exactly what the line was, but it was like this amazing like I'm yours type pronouncement or whatever. Things are getting hot and heavy. They're starting to make out and stuff. Yeah. And then he rolled, and I spread like duck fat over his lap, and I was immediately like, oh. So I told her I was like, I get the desire to be original in your writing, but there are some lines that should not be crossed.
Yeah, and that's one of them.
Duck fat is one of them. So the book is free. So like I said, I will put the link in the description. I gave it 3 out of 5. It is a 4.18 overall with 11 ratings. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I know she's got another book coming out. or it is already out, about a bear-shifting king. That has the same like cover style and everything. I think it's I can't remember. I'll put a picture of it here for you. I can't remember what the name of it is. I'll put a picture of it here and check that one out as well for her. So yes, and I told you last month with the debrief for May that there's a lot of things I can give grace to with indie authors because they're doing this. They're doing this by themselves, and that takes a lot of work. So the fact, Emma Eden, the fact that you have created this story that was out of nothing, and I can see it as a cartoon, you've got something there. Keep going with it.
Alrighty.
Okay, you go first.
I've got Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney.
Yes, you hinted at this one last month. I'm excited to hear about it.
So
read that description for us.
I will. In fact, I will do that right now.
Yes.
Okay. Daisy Darker was born with a broken heart. Now, after years of avoiding each other, Daisy Darker's entire family is assembling for Nana's 80th birthday in her crumbling Gothic house on a tiny tidal island. The family arrives, each of them harboring secrets. When the tide comes in, they will be cut off from the rest of the world for 8 hours. But at the stroke of midnight, as a storm rages, Nana is found dead, and an hour later, the next family member follows. Trapped on an island where someone is killing them one by one, the Darkers must reckon with their present mystery as well as their past secrets before the tide goes out and all is revealed. As seen on the Today Show and picked by the Book of the Month, Daisy Darker's Family Secrets, and Alice Feeney's trademark shocking twist will keep readers riveted. This was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
That sounds
again,
shocking.
This is my third.
Right.
I read His and Hers.
Yes.
Then I read, no. So this was the second Alice Feeney book I've read this year.
In a short amount of time.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, May, I finished His and Hers.
Yes.
And then June 3rd, I finished Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. So this was my
almost
second
back
of 3 Alice Feeney books. I did see the big plot twist like 5% of the way through.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still good.
Right.
That's not saying anything.
Right. And plus, you read a lot of books like these.
Yeah. And
you know where it's
that's the thing is one of my favorite mystery thriller tropes is the everybody's trapped in a house like you can't get out and they're getting picked off one by one.
Clue.
I love
it.
That.
Love it so much.
She had that going for her.
Nice.
But I did see the big plot twist coming like 5% of the way through. So
I might give it a couple months where we just read the one. I might give it a couple months and see if
Yeah, it is on Kindle Unlimited though.
Hey,
so a lot of
Kindle
Alice
Unlimited.
Feeney. Yeah. So I gave it 3 stars. I read it while I was at the beach. It is not a beach read. So,
but you read it on the beach.
Read it. Yeah. It is.
You pushed through it.
The ending is a little heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, it's good. So
good.
Cheers.
Good. Yes.
I believe you are next.
Yes, because I also finished one on June 3rd. Well, I read the whole thing on June 3rd. The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. Number 2 of the Maze Runner series. I listened on Libby on June 3rd. I'm not going to read the synopsis just in case there's a spoiler for the Maze Runner in it. But the first one felt like rats in a maze. Like I said, a little bit of Lord of the Flies mixed in there. Well, what I remember of Lord of the Flies and a rat maze. So, but the environment in this one, the environment of this one is what The Road by Cormac McCarthy wanted to be. That the missing piece for Cormac, James Dashner got it.
Yeah,
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I could see it so hardcore. The entire scene had like this orange vibe to it, like this brown orange sepia type vibe to it. And there were these crazy people that were ready to eat you if you came across them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because they're insane from this disease. They have literally driven themselves mad with this disease that they've got. Like some of them, it is unreal. The guy that they run into in the tunnels, whenever he's with Brenda, anybody who's read the book, have you read the book?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anybody who's read the book, you know what I'm talking about. The guy that had like no nose. Have you seen Fallout?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That
Walter
like,
Goggins.
Yes. That is how I pictured him.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And so here he was like hunting them down and stuff, and that's all I could envision with the no nose and heck, I even put a cowboy hat on him. Like it was almost exactly like the Fallout guy.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying. I was like, I was scared. I'm 29 years old, and I was like, freaking out reading it. I couldn't imagine reading this whenever I was younger. Like I would be terrified. Yeah. Not saying it's not made for young adults. It's made for young adults. I'm just a scaredy cat. Yeah. Somebody with a hole in their face. I mean, yeah, that would scare somebody.
Yeah.
So
Voldemort. Hello.
Yeah, creepy looking guy. But yeah, I didn't completely understand the point of Thomas's extra trial with Teresa. I didn't completely understand how his feelings translated into a cure. Mm-hmm. Or were supposed to translate into a cure. That didn't make any sense to me, and I was hoping it would be cleared up in the last one, and it wasn't really.
Okay.
But maybe I'm just stupid. So if somebody could like explain it to me, I would appreciate that. It's still a great book.
Yeah.
Like it does not diminish the fact that this book is amazing, but it was just missing that like little bit of explanation on why he had to feel absolute betrayal to get the cure. I don't get that, but maybe I just missed something. So, but yeah, oh yeah, and I have never felt so confused on who I could trust. Like it felt like it's the OG of like not knowing who to trust and questioning everything. You know, I said at the end of the book of the first book, you know, they were just wanting love, and they mistrusted somebody again, and the same thing happened in this one. You mistrust one person, and suddenly you are back to like just trying to survive, and you're back into these trials and stuff, and it's just, oh my gosh, bless him.
Do you wish you would have read these books before the Knoxville Book Festival?
Yes, and that was the original plan, but the wait on Libby was just so long. I didn't get it, and then I didn't have any Audible credits, and it was a lot going on at that time anyway. So let's see. Oh yeah, I did write this scene down because I was like, the blueprint is Thomas. Because Brenda was like leaning in to give him a kiss, and he was like, they had just been drugged.
Okay.
And so he's like starting to get loopy or whatever, you know, not really thinking straight. She leans in for a kiss, and he stops her in this half drugged state. He stops her and says, "You're not her. You can never be her." Right before he passes out. And I was like, Thomas, oh, to have the love of a boy like this. Like, oh my gosh, he loves that girl, you know, because it's not like Brenda is ugly or anything. And it's not like they haven't like clicked as friends and stuff. It's just that she's not her. And it's like, like, that's exactly what I want to hear. Like, and obviously, like, I don't want to hear it as Brenda. I would want to hear it as Teresa. But
I want to hear it from the outside.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be Brenda that's hearing this. You know? I gave it 4 out of 5. It's a 3.9 overall. It's on Libby, and it's $7.99 on Kindle. Whoop. So, what's your next
You
thing?
are next.
Okay.
Also.
All right. So, next... Man, I wish Casey was here, and I'm going to bring this up again with her whenever we do Casey's Corner next, because I read Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I immediately put this on my list after she spoke so highly of it in our Spooktacular Book Rex episode back in October of last year.
Okay.
So it's been that long since I've had it on Libby. It just came available in early June.
Okay.
That's what, 8 months of waiting, and I finally
Yeah.
got it. And there's a good reason for it taking that long, because it was so good. That was spectacular. I was invested. An amazing premise, perfect execution of the premise. That was the blueprint for funny murder mystery. That I didn't even realize there was a blueprint for that, but this is it.
This is it.
This is what you would want out of a funny murder mystery. Is this. So Casey already read the synopsis for Finlay. Donovan is killing it. If you want to go back and listen, I'm pretty sure she read it in October. So it would have been, she would have read the synopsis in October if you're curious, or you can look it up yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Do some of your own work, please. We can't do everything for you.
Imagine actually leaving that in. I might.
All of a sudden, I'm getting canceled. You're about to talk about The Handmaid's Tale,
and you're the one that gets canceled.
And I'm the one that gets canceled.
Long.
The turntables.
I have no notes. It was just amazing. It was just so good. It is on Kindle Unlimited, I found out after the fact. So if you don't want to wait 8 months on Libby for it, then it's on Kindle Unlimited. I gave it 5 out of 5. It is a 4 overall.
Okay.
Even 4.
Yeah.
So
cool.
yes. I highly recommend it. Casey knocked that recommendation out of the park. She killed it, which you'll find this month. Both of y'all did.
Yeah.
Both of y'all have killed it this month for me.
Cool.
So
You are still next.
am I still next?
You've
My
got,
God.
You've got 3 in a row, I think.
Okay. So
this should be your last one before.
yes. After reading that one, I read The Chalice of the Gods.
Okay.
By Rick Riordan.
Okay.
Which is another Percy Jackson. So what I didn't realize is that the Last Olympian came out May 5th, 2009. This book came out September 26th, 2023.
Oh, wow.
14 years later. Which is insane because he got the characters there's always a worry with any kind of hiatus in the middle of a series where it's like, what if they lose the voice of the characters, But he got the voices back just perfectly. It was still them. It was amazing. It was so cute. I loved it. The little chicken was adorable. I would like to revise a statement that I have made in the past on several occasions. I have made the statement that fictional men that are written by women are top tier, and while they are really good, I need to revise that and say that teenage boys written by grown men who know what it's like to be teenage boys in love is top tier. It's top tier. Because what I told Matthew, because I was telling him about it, and the same thing happened in the Scorch trials with the whole Teresa and Brenda thing. I told Matthew, I was like, women write men the way we want to be loved. Like, the way we hope they feel about us is how the women write the men, right?
Yeah.
But to hear a grown man, knowing that a grown man wrote this, knowing what it's like to be in love as a teenager and like how that feels, and him describing it, he was like, I know I'm young, but I know she's the one for me.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anybody else. I'm going to marry her one day. He was like, I don't care if I'm 17. I'm going to marry her.
Aww.
And it's just like, And everything he does, like every situation that he comes to, it all comes back to Annabeth. And it's just, I don't know, it just gave me so much hope.
Yes.
Knowing. And
yes.
it's like, that they have to feel something, right? In the back of your mind, they have to feel something that's even close to how you feel about them.
Right.
But to read it so plainly like that, from a guy's perspective, is like, yes, they definitely feel that. And it makes me think of whenever me and Dad did the German Wife mini-sode, he was saying, maybe I'm just a romantic at heart. And it's like, yeah, Dad's a little romantic, but like, it's like, oh, like, this man's in love with my mom. Like, he is deeply in love with my mom. And just reading something like this, just like, somehow I bring it back to my parents, and I'm like, they're in love. Like,
isn't it funny that we bring it back to our parents and not our husbands?
I didn't mean it like that, because Matthew has also proven that he loves me, just so we're clear.
I think my husband loves me.
Yeah.
But does he think about me the way that I think about him?
No. But maybe he doesn't. We just don't know it. That's the point. So then. So basically, guys, make sure your woman knows how in love with her you are.
Yeah.
Because
all it's gonna do is help you out.
Yeah. Take our advice as women. Take our advice to tell her.
And telling her and showing her.
And showing her. Proving it. Just saying. So, Chalice of the Gods is on Libby. It's $7.98. Paperback is the cheapest option. I gave it 4 out of 5. It is 4.28 overall. So,
all right.
I just find it crazy that it's 14
I lied. You have one more.
One more?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to keep this as neutral as I possibly can.
Yes, please.
Yes. Because Allie and Casey have already gotten the unfiltered version, but we're going to keep this as right in the middle as we can.
Yes.
Because I read The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I listened from June 9th to June 11th. So I was genuinely surprised to read this.
Do you want to read the synopsis?
Oh, yeah. I haven't been because it's been sequels and stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, got ahead of myself. I've been reading a lot of sequels, and so you're not getting the synopsis for them. All right, so here is the synopsis for The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is an instant classic, an eerily prescient cultural phenomenon from the patriot saint of feminine dystopian fiction. The Handmaid's Tale is a novel of such power that the reader will be unable to forget its images and its forecast. Set in the near future, it describes life in what was once the United States and is now called the Republic of Gilead, a monotheocracy that has reacted to social unrest and a sharply declining birth rate by reverting to and going beyond the repressive intolerance of the original Puritans. The regime takes the book of Genesis absolutely at its word, with bizarre consequences for the women and men in its population. The story is told through the eyes of Offred, one of the unfortunate handmaids under the new social order. In condensed but eloquent prose, by turns cool-eyed, tender, despairing, passionate, and wry, she reveals to us the dark corners behind the establishment's calm facade, as certain tendencies now in existence are carried to their logical conclusions. The Handmaid's Tale is funny, unexpected, horrifying, and altogether convincing. It is at once scathing satire, dire warning, and a tour de force. I'm sorry. It is Margaret Atwood at her best.
Have you seen the clip where it says, what type of a race is Tour de France? And she goes, French.
She's not wrong.
She's not.
She's not. It's like that time I was in German class and it asked who is the leader of Germany, and I put the name, or the answers were supposed to be written in German, and I put, I don't know who the president of Germany is, and just went on. I got full credit for it because it was in German. So yes, what it said about being an instant classic, I 100% agree with, because it genuinely surprised me when I looked it up that it was written in 2017.
Wow.
That genuinely surprised me, because it reads like a fantastic classic. Yeah. Like it felt like it was one generation from being Old English. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how close it felt to being like that. It was amazing. I loved it. It might be my classic era. I don't know. Probably. It kind of feels like it now. Yeah. So this might have started that. But I feel like this is going to be considered a classic in the future. Like it at least will be for me.
Yeah.
You know. So even though it's set in modern times, it feels like it could have been like an alternate universe for if 100 years ago us women didn't get our rights, you know, like the right to vote and stuff. If we hadn't, this is a route that could have been taken. You know, it's one of those like parallel universe things. And I do wish that, and she might in the next one. There is a second one, which I will be reading as quickly as possible. I'm in line on Libby now. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm in line on Libby now, so hopefully it goes over this, because I want to know what all the choices were. Because at one point, Alfred is basically being used for breeding.
Okay.
But she made the statement about 30% of the way into the book. She said, "It's not rape because I chose this role. What few choices I had." So that makes me wonder what other choices she could have gone with. Okay. I think she could have been a Martha, which all of the like housekeepers, cooks, and everything are called Marthas. Okay. It's part of the like isolating them, making them like a group of people, you know. So I wonder what all those choices were. But she did make it very plain in that she said, "It's not rape. I chose to do this." You know, so she knew what it was going to entail, and she chose it.
Yeah.
I don't like ambiguous interpretive endings, and this one had one.
Ugh, I hate those.
But it was
needed. It was necessary. Maybe
it'll depend on the next book.
Okay.
I'll be able to let you know with the next book.
Okay.
But for this one, I feel like it was okay. So the ending is it's like a professor talking to a class about, because the whole thing's been a audio documentary. Like she has told her story and somebody has found it, and the way that he's talking about it, I can 100% believe that it ended up a good ending for her. But there's always that possibility that it wasn't.
Right.
It's not definitively stated that it turned out good for her. So I'm hoping the next one makes it definitive that yes, she got out. And what I would also love is for the next one to just completely demolish the entire structure that they got. I would love to see that.
Have you started the TV show? Do you think that you will start the TV show?
Yes. Okay. So I do want to watch the TV show just to see how it differs from the books, because I think most of what we hear people talking about with it is the TV show. So I wonder if it, because I mean, like I said, it made it very plain in the first 30% of the book that it's not rape, but everybody who talks about the book is like, oh, she has to do this, it's rape, you know. So I wonder if it's played up more in the TV show, I wonder if it feels more rapey in the TV show.
Well, in my opinion, even though they like say it's not rape, it's still.
But it's she knows the whole purpose is to get a baby.
I know,
and to repopulate the earth.
I know.
She's willingly wanting to have a baby so that she can do her part of repopulating the earth. She knows she's got good. Right,
but still, it's just kind of like whenever you only have a certain amount of choices.
But and that's what she said. She knew what choice she was making with the few choices that she had. So
it still feels a little rapey to me.
But she's willingly doing it. Like she had the opportunity to do something else. They didn't force her, and Otherwise, I would 100% agree with you. If they had said you're going to be for breeding, and she said no, I don't want to do that, and said too bad, you're going to do it, it would have been one thing. If they gave her even one other option and she said I'll choose the breeding, then she knew exactly what she was getting into.
Okay.
She knew exactly what breeding entails.
Yeah.
You know, it's you're trying to make a baby.
Yeah.
What is it, by love? No. But is it for a purpose? Yes. And did you sign up for that purpose? Yes. I am still curious on what the other choices were. Don't get me wrong. But I'm curious on how the TV show differs and if it lays into that more.
Yeah.
So. Last thing I'll say about it is I am so glad that we don't have to worry about this, because I feel like we've got, one, enough women in the world, and two, enough good men like our husbands, like our dads, that wouldn't let something like this get to this extreme to where they would put a stop to it and be like, no, this is dumb. You can't back up from the 100 years that we've had with our rights. You know, like there's no possible way that we're going to back out of that, because we're too stubborn. God knows that women are too stubborn to just, you really think that I'm ever going to stop reading? Joke's on you. I will die before I stop reading. Like, you will have to kill me if you want me to stop reading. I will not stop reading. I ain't never going to stop reading. That was a William Montgomery reference. Have you ever seen Kill Tony?
No.
There's this comedian that's been doing, and he's like, "Are you ever going to stop being this way, Will?" I ain't never going to stop being this way, Tony. I ain't never going to stop. So I ain't never going to stop reading. So yeah, I'm very happy that we've had our rights for 100 years and it's not going anywhere. There's no possible way it's going anywhere. Okay. I'm never not going to be able to vote. I'm never not going to be able to read. I'm never not going to be able to own my own home, get education, anything like that. Like, there's too many good people in the world. There's too many that would be like, no, this is the fact that you even think that you can do that is dumb. So, and listen, us, like the millennials and the Gen Zs would be brutal about it too. Like, you're so dumb. Like, they would hurt your feelings and tell you, no, we're not going to do that. So I gave it 4 out of 5. It is a 4.15 overall. I will let you know how the TV show goes. It's on Libby and Kindle Unlimited, and it is $7.21 paperback. So Libby and Kindle Unlimited, you have so many options. All right, what's next?
Well, I lied, because the next book I read, I finished, was Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. So
yes.
There's no point in talking about it, because we do have
We've already talked about
club.
It last week.
Yes.
So Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney.
You know how we feel about it.
Yeah. If you've watched our episode, and if you haven't, go back and watch last week's episode with our book club. It is spoilers, so if you plan on reading it and you haven't yet, don't watch it yet, but it's there for whenever you read it. So,
alrighty.
All right.
So you got the only one left.
Girl, you knocked it out of the park.
Riley Sager.
I guess right here is where I DNF'd Mad Honey.
Okay.
Just because I know I mentioned it, that I was reading it in the last debrief. I DNF'd Mad Honey, but then I started this one, which you also recommended.
Yes.
Holy cow. I swear, you and Casey both knocked it out of the park in June with these recommendations. Because, wow, that was so good. I listened from the 17th to the 20th, which was actually, the 20th was the 2-year anniversary of the book.
Oh, cool.
How cool is that?
That is really
cool. What are the chances?
So, dang, I read it fairly quick after it got released, because
you had to.
I read it in August or September of 2023. So, yeah.
You had to have read it very soon after it was released.
Cool.
Nice.
I read it on my way to Cincinnati.
Nice.
While I was pregnant.
Pregante.
That one's my favorite one.
I did see one of the twists from a mile away.
Okay.
But it was still a good book.
Yeah.
Unreal. So good.
Yeah.
So good. And I loved Jesse's character. And what she did for realizing that at the end, I was like, it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
That was such a good, that was the bow. That was the bow on the end that made it just perfect. Yeah. Was the fact that Jesse.
Yeah.
Yes. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's a 4.13 overall. Mm-hmm. It's on Libby, but paperback and hardback are both $11.75.
Cool.
That's pretty cheap for a
Go
hardback.
Get the hardback.
Yeah. You might as well. For $11.75.
Resale for $20.
Yes. Make a profit.
Yeah.
Read, well, technically it was Sometimes I Lie, but we've already talked about that. Go back. And then I read The Death Cure by James Dashner, which was the last one of the regular series. Okay. He's got 2 little spin-offs. Yeah. Kill Order and...
Almost like a Songbird and Snakes and all that.
I think it's more like, I guess kind of... Not that much in between. I think it's more like the making of the maze and the inspiration behind it and stuff. So it's like it's not 25 years beforehand, whatever. So I listened on Libby from the 23rd to the 25th. Not going to read the synopsis because this is the last one of the series. It was an amazing wrap up. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it didn't give me the answers of why his feelings were tied to the cure or whatever, but here's what I will say. I'm very surprised that we didn't hear this series referenced more during 2020 with COVID. Because don't get me wrong, the flare was way more dramatic. Like, it literally drove you insane. You went mad in the head before you died. I mean, people were literally eating each other and like, it was way more drastic. But there was this one scene.
It was a bath salt situation.
Yes, exactly. But it was definitely like there was this one scene where they were going into like a coffee shop or something, and everyone was wearing masks to try to keep the spread out. There were tons of gloves everywhere. There were people like, they were telling people, if you suspect that somebody might have this disease, call the control so that we can get them out of there and not infect the city. Remember when they told us not to go to our homes for the holidays so that we didn't spread the... That's exactly what it felt like. And like they had, which it went a little bit drastic because they had a specific area that was like blocked off where all the infected people went, or they tried to at least. And obviously that didn't happen during COVID. But
did you ever think that we would get out of COVID? I never thought that we would live normal lives again.
The entire time I was like, this is stupid, because it's a cold. It's a bad cold. Yeah, it's a cold.
Very bad cold. It's like the flu. People die from the flu every year.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm glad that more people started standing up and being like, hey, this is dumb. And just going on and living their lives, because that's what we needed to do anyway. Nobody wants to hear it, but that's exactly what we needed to do. But that's why, especially seeing all the posters and stuff that said contact your local officers to turn somebody in. Because remember when they were saying if you suspect somebody has gone and been in a big group or whatever, let people know and stuff. Like, felt very similar. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm getting 2020 flashbacks. Like, but yeah, there were a lot of parallels that I'm so surprised it wasn't brought up more during that time. But I gave it 4 out of 5. Great end to the series. 3.78 overall this book is, and it's on Libby and $6.99 on Kindle.
Yay.
So. All right, what you got? What was your last one?
Well, I got 2.
Oh, yeah.
The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulak.
Yes.
This is the same man who wrote, this is the same person who wrote Hidden Pictures. Yeah. So, he just, I don't know how to explain it, but like he's done it again.
So it's just as good?
It's just as good. Yeah. Ooh. I still gave it a 3-star. This isn't, like, there's not random, at least I don't think there's random pictures in it. I'll listen to it. It is free on Kindle Unlimited. Ooh. So I listened to it on Libby. But it is free on Kindle Unlimited, so you can go look to see if there is. Maybe I should have looked through this first. So I'll go ahead and read the synopsis.
Yes.
It's Frank Zetowski is shocked when his daughter, Maggie, calls him for the first time in 3 years. He was convinced that their estrangement would become permanent. He's even more surprised when she invites him to her upcoming wedding in New Hampshire. Frank is ecstatic and determined to finally make things right. He arrives to find that the wedding is at a private estate, very secluded, very luxurious, very much out of his league. It seems that Maggie failed to mention that she's marrying Aidan Gardner, the son of a famous tech billionaire. Feeling desperately out of place, Frank focuses on reconnecting with Maggie and getting to know her new family. But it's difficult. Aidan is withdrawn and evasive. Maggie doesn't seem to have time for him, and he finds that the locals are disturbingly hostile to the Gardners. Frank needs to know more about this family his daughter is marrying into, but if he pushes too hard, he could lose Maggie forever. An edge-of-your-seat thriller that delves deep into the heart of one family. The Last One at the Wedding is a work of brilliant suspense from a true modern master. So, this is like an unreliable narrator, but not in the way that you would think.
Okay.
Does that make it? It doesn't make sense because and I don't think it will make sense until you read it.
Okay. Consider it added.
Yeah. So it's like his perspective of people is skewed because he's the father of the bride.
Right.
So
I wouldn't count that. See, I don't count that as an unreliable narrator.
But then you find out about like stuff that has happened in the past and you're like,
okay.
They did what?
Maybe it's because I've got the same. That same description is used as calling Katniss an unreliable narrator, and I don't agree with that. Just because she can't fathom that the people of District 12 liked her and wanted to send her a gift doesn't make her an unreliable narrator. Just because she couldn't see that a boy liked her doesn't make her an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, I don't think that either.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I don't think that either.
That kind of made it sound like that as an unreliable narrator, but okay.
So like I don't want to spoil it for you.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
I'll trust you that it's actually an unreliable narrator.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like not in the way that you would think. Like he's not the bad guy, and that is a little bit of a spoiler, but like not really. You know the whole time that he's not the bad guy, but his perspective of people, because it's all his family.
Okay.
You know,
okay,
that's what makes him like the unreliable narrator.
Rose-colored glasses.
Yes, he's got rose-colored glasses on the whole time, and then like somebody will say something, and you're like, dude, and like the narrator's over here like,
I'm just telling you the story.
That's my family. That's just how she is, and you're like.
It's like hearing somebody else's trauma and being like, bro,
you need to talk about this.
Oh, it's nothing. That's just something that happened.
That's just how I live my life.
But I need to talk to somebody.
But yeah, that's really all I have to say. It is very there's a couple parts in there that's like, just good. But it is very, very good. I did not have to wait long at all on Libby, but like I said, it is free on Kindle Unlimited, just $13 a month. So
yeah,
unless inflation gets us up to 15.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. What did you rate it again? Sorry,
3 star.
3 stars.
Yeah,
okay.
3 star.
All right.
And then my last book of this month was Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Yes. So, you've already read the synopsis. Yeah. I rated it 4 star.
Isn't it
again?
So good?
This is a reread. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's been what, 12 years?
I reread it in college.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Still, it's been
like
8 or 9 years.
7, somewhere around in there. Yeah. So this is like my 4th
nice
read. Now I haven't gotten all the way throughout the series 4 times,
right.
But this is my 4th reread of this book.
Yes.
Yeah. To be able to feel the betrayal. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
In like the second to last chapter or something like that.
Yes.
To be able to feel that betrayal for the first time again.
Oh my gosh. Oh
that
gosh.
That shaped me as a person.
It hurt my heart.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, it's for Percy and for Annabeth.
Yes. Yes.
It's a separate betrayal for Annabeth because, yeah, she's a girl.
Yeah.
She's just a girl.
She's just a girl.
Yeah. Like, nobody can blame her. But it's still, like, extra sad.
And because of what they went through together.
I can't.
And I love how he describes the gods.
Right.
Like how Ares is the guy on the big motorcycle with the leather jacket.
He's got the bat.
Yeah.
Up on his shoulder. He's ready to beat you up. And then Poseidon is like this dad in a Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops. Yeah. I love it.
But
I love it.
My favorite part every single time. My favorite part is when they go into the hotel with the video game. Every single time. I love it.
Yeah.
And he runs into a guy like from the 70s
with
and he's
the
like
flare pants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Oh, this sucks." And they were like looking at him like, "What does sucks mean?" And you're like,
yeah.
So
when did we start talking about vacuums?
Literally, like it's just so good. Grover is
I love it.
Just so sweet. Annabeth, so good.
Spitfire.
Yeah, love her. And honestly, I cannot. It's not Clarice. Is it Clarice?
The bully type.
Yeah. She's that girl.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
She's a mean girl.
Yeah.
But she is
that girl. But yeah, that was it. That's all I got.
Oh, I'm so glad you're going through those again.
Yeah.
You're still going with Harry Potter, right?
Let me tell you something about Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Okay.
So I listened to it on Spotify.
Okay.
I had 30 minutes left.
No.
And I ran out of listening hours because I listened to Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney when I could have read it on Kindle Unlimited. So I had to buy 10 hours worth of listening just to be able to listen to it like the last 30 minutes. I did it. Whatever. I'll sacrifice. I've got a podcast about reading, so I guess I'll make some sacrifices. So I finish The Lightning Thief. I go back. Well, I log into Spotify again. Mm-hmm. I look up. Well, now I'll never remember it. What's the name? Sun? No. Torch? Something? What is that?
I wish I could help you.
The Sea of Monsters. Yes. I looked at The Sea of Monsters. You can't even listen to it on Spotify.
What?
It's $17.49 to buy it on Spotify.
What the heck is that about?
So I looked for it on Libby. I'm like, surely to goodness, this book has been out for years.
And I got it like almost immediately, I think. Mm-hmm. Immediately.
Did you?
I did.
I'm on 2 libraries.
Yes.
I should get it immediately, you would think. I have to wait a month.
What the heck?
This is the luck that I don't have.
For as much as your Libby has been popping off, that just ruins everything.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Next month I will be more entertaining, but this month I have nothing. Okay, literally nothing.
You've got plenty. You've got plenty.
But it's a very easy read because you can turn it on 2 times speed and it's like they're just talking normal.
Yeah. And his voice is like perfect for Percy Jackson. I feel like.
Yeah, it's so good. But I am still reading. So I'm reading Haunting Adeline on my phone.
Right.
I'm physically reading Beach Read. On my Kindle, I've got Harry Potter. And in my ears, I've got
right.
The Conditions of Will. So
yes. Well, no rush. You still got. I want you to be able to enjoy it all.
Yeah,
so take your time with it.
Yeah. It's just the Order of Phoenix is so long.
I know, but it's so good, the ending will make it worth it.
Yeah. Leah said that this is her least favorite of the series.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah.
Huh.
She said it's the reason that she kind of fell off of Harry Potter.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Because I love Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's just a hefty book. That's all.
Yeah.
But the ending makes everything worth it.
If I can get through the Order of the Phoenix, I am finishing Tower of Dawn.
Yes, you better. Yes, you better. All right, so the last one of the month. I read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I'm not sure how to say her last. Sorry,
I don't know.
Sorry, Victoria. Let us know how to pronounce it down below, please. This was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This is another
I've heard
one.
it's good.
It would have popped off for high school me. I've been going through some of this high school stuff, dude, and it's still so good.
Yeah.
Like, why would I change? Why would I change my tastes when my tastes are literally delicious? They're amazing.
Immaculate.
Demure. So here is the synopsis for it. This is a world divided by blood, red or silver. The Reds are commoners, ruled by a silver elite in possession of godlike superpowers. And to Mare Barrow, a 17-year-old red girl from the poverty-stricken stilts, it seems like nothing will ever change. That is, until she finds herself working in the Silver Palace. Here, surrounded by the people she hates the most, Mare discovers that, despite her red blood, she possesses a deadly power of her own, one that threatens to destroy the balance of power. Fearful of Mare's potential, the Silvers hide her in plain view, declaring her a long-lost Silver Princess, now engaged to a Silver Prince. Despite knowing that one misstep would mean her death, Mare works silently to help the Red Guard, a militant resistant group, and bring down the Silver regime. But this is a world of betrayal and lies, and Mare has entered a dangerous dance. Reds against Silvers, Prince against Prince, and Mare against her own heart. Oh my gosh. This was so good. I can't recommend it enough. Like, I've had it on my wait list for months. And I finally got it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad it took this long. Like, it's so good. I listened from the 25th to the 30th, and it's super impressive writing overall. I'm super intrigued by the story. Can't wait for the next one. But I did have trouble picturing some of the scenes. Mm-hmm. Some of the characters in particular, because, okay, so the Reds have red blood, the Silvers have silver blood. So think about it. Whenever a person blushes, the blood rushes to their cheeks. So that's what makes them red. Yeah. But with their silver blood, it's like it's silver under the skin. So that's like hard for me to picture. Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't diminish the story at all. You just have to keep in mind, there is this difference. And honestly, good on her for being able to differentiate, because I would be confused all the time. But like, having that in mind, even something as little as her getting a cut would give her away that she's a red. Like, even if she got like a little paper cut, it would give her away, so she's got to be super careful. Even blushing would give her away. So she's going think about that. She's got to stay as stoic as possible to hide in plain sight like that. But it's so good. I do think part of the problem with picturing some of these scenes and some of the characters was that was my only second week at the job, and I think my brain was just tired by the end of the day. It's been a lot of computer training. It's been a lot of computer modules and
the first
curriculum
month,
and stuff.
Yeah, the first month is crazy.
Phew. So I think my brain was just tired, and it was struggling to keep up with everything, but that doesn't take away from the story at all. That is a me thing. And I can still say this was a fantastic story, and I can't wait to read the next one. So it was definitely just me. I did not take Julian's warning seriously enough, and if you are looking for the most twists in one single book, this might be it.
Really?
It is twist after twist after twist after twist after twist after twist after twist. It does not stop. So I highly recommend this book if you want a roller coaster, if you want a just completely, you do not know what's coming next book, this is the one for you. I gave it 4 out of 5. It's a 3.99 overall. It's on Libby, and it's $7.99 on Kindle.
So it was about a 3-week wait for Knox County. It's a 16 wait for Tennessee.
Oh yeah, that sounds about how long it took for me to get it, if not longer.
But to be fair, I mean, I guess I do have 25 holds for Knox County. Yeah, Knox County, I've got 25 holds. How many holds do I have in general? Anywho, yeah,
it's gonna be popping off for a little while. Then.
Yeah, hopefully
they don't hit all at once.
Yeah.
But
maybe this month they should.
Hey, yeah,
I got to get 14.
That's right. Which you will hear about next week on our mid-year check-in. So make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notifications from us. Come check us out on social media. Yes. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Lemonade, The Unfinished TBR. We've got an email, theunfinishedtbr@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. New episodes every single Monday. So let us know what you read for the month of June. Let us know what your favorites are. Have you read any of these books that we've read? If so, let us know what you thought of them. We just want to talk. Mm-hmm. I just want to talk. But we will see you next week for our mid-year check-in. Love you. Have a good week. Bye.